the amount of apathy that we have in the community, and so many of our residents pay very little attention to detail. And I hope some of the discussion that we get into tonight is really about detail, about how we move forward and exactly where we came from. One of the things that I hear frequently as a city councilor is let me just touch for a quick second. I too grew up in this ward for the last 37 years, grew up in this building making friendships, playing floor hockey on weekends, meeting friends in the Drouillard area. I grew up in the AKO neighborhood, but certainly look forward to a smaller ward and focusing more attention to area-specific issues. But what are the biggest issues that people are concerned about? They're concerned about taxes. And the reality is I'm proud of my record as to what we've done with taxes. We've been able to hold the line on taxes, but at the same time make strategic investments. If you look for around the city, what you see is that we've doubled and tripled our investment on roads, sewers, water mains, and the type of necessary infrastructure that we need to build this community. I really hope, I don't want to go too much into detail, some of the comments that have been made by some of the people running is around water. I look forward to having that discussion on water, probably don't need to get into too much detail right now, but I know there'll be a lot of questions and answers, and I believe that's been one of my strongest roles as a leadership role that I've played in the community as far as doing what needs to be done to better position our community moving forward. Talking about good things that happen in this community, they don't happen alone with one city councilor, they happen with the community. And the reality is that this community, even in this very specific area, should take credit for some of the great accomplishments that have happened in the last while. When I think back to 4 years ago, people were concerned about some crimes that we've done away with. The police presence on my watch, we've invested more resources towards area-specific policing, which has made a significant difference. And again, talking about the partnerships with the Ford City Redevelopment Committee, we look at the splash pad. The new Ward 5 now is the only area that actually has 2 splash pads in the area, and that didn't come just because of my work, it came because of working together. One of the candidates was talking about we need more recreational activities for the ward. And again, when you look at the ward, we just built a 10,000 square feet expansion onto AKO Community Center. Was that all my initiative? Absolutely not. Councillor Bill Mara and myself both said what kids need after school is a place to go. How do we keep kids out of trouble? By creating an environment where they can play. Talking about priorities moving forward in terms of how we make the area better. One of the things that I would love to see is that we do move the parkland on Riverside Drive. Let's recognize the historic contributions of the Ford Motor Company, and at the same time, let's open up the access. I believe with the relationships I have with the Ford Motor Company that can actually happen, and we've had some discussions to this particular point. I want to really touch on one thing that really sets me different from all of the city councilors that are even in council today. I've had more public meetings with residents during my term than any other city councilor. And I want to go right to the issue of jobs. Again, some people have said, you know, jobs are a top priority in this community. In fact, one of the candidates today said, you know, we should stop chasing auto jobs. Today we had a great announcement in the city of Windsor today where we're going to keep 240 jobs in this community. And again, City Council recognized the role that I can play around jobs. They put me on the board out at the airport where there's going to be some significant announcements around that. But in reality, I just want to say when it comes to people being accountable and available, again, I've answered my calls. I get back to people right away. Liz was speaking about mediation. Again, I would gladly share my record in terms of the role that I've played with council in terms of trying to prevent some of the challenges that we had in our community or where we've had failures of leadership and the role that I've played. I guess I'll touch it off on that, and I look forward to a lot of the questions that we're going to get into tonight, where we can really get into the detail, where people can clearly see what each councillor or which candidate has to offer. Thank you very much for your time.